والإفادة والاستفادة والحث على تمسك بكتاب الله وسنة رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم والدعاء إلى الهدى والدلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى. So we intended to learn and then benefit others, to share what we learn for the sake of Allah, so that Allah is pleased with us and rewarding towards us, and brings us close to Him. Right? This is our intention. Usually on Fridays, we remind each other and myself about Friday, the Jummah prayer, right? And it's a day for us to remember that we were here, sitting here just a few days ago, last Friday as well. And so Friday is a very important day in the life of a Muslim for many reasons. Among those reasons are that, like we mentioned in previous Fridays, that it's a day to remind yourself that you lived another week, right? If you remember that you were here last Friday and you're here this Friday, then alhamdulillah, Allah gave you 6-7 days of life. And every Friday that you're at, you should make it a time to reflect that Allah has extended your life. Allah has extended your life. And then also knowing that there is a lot of barakah in this day, that Allah has put blessings in every day and in every moment and in every second. Some of them are known to us, some of those opportunities are unknown to us. You know, the knowledge that Allah has given us about the world in general is very little, what we know. And what we know about the unseen world, meaning like blessings and reward and all of that, is even less than what we know about the things that we can see and touch. So among the things that we do know about the unseen world, like reward and all of that, is that Friday is a blessed day. And we know that for many reasons, because Allah has mentioned that, but also because of the way the Prophet ﷺ treated the day of Friday. Right? It's like a celebration every week. And that before and after the prayer, there are points in the day where Allah is very accepting of dua. And so it's a time for us to remember that, and a time for us to reflect upon that. One easy way I thought of helping you all to remember Friday is using the letters FRI, the abbreviation for Friday. So remember it as a day of seeking Allah's forgiveness, right? Ask Allah to forgive you and to forgive everyone you know and love as well. So in Arabic, istighfar, right? But in English, forgiveness. And then R for, what do you think? Remembrance, right? So remember Allah, and remember your loved ones, and remember those people who are close to you, and remember them in your dua, and remind people to remember, right? So it's a day of remembrance. And then I is not, nobody's going to guess what I is for. I is to improve yourself, right? To improve yourself from last Friday. So where you are this Friday, you should feel that you're better than you were last Friday. And if you're not, then you try to make effort so that the next Friday you feel that way. But those three things are a few things that are very, very important to do on this day. To ask Allah to forgive you, and to forgive other people as well, if you can. And to remind yourself about Allah, and to remind other people about Allah, and to remember people in your dua, right? Remember your parents, your grandparents. You might have relatives in another country. You don't know how their life is day to day. You might have relatives or friends or family members, that are sick, right? Or that are in need of your dua. And people, really by extension, the whole ummah of the Prophet ﷺ, anybody who's under the banner of the Prophet's ummah, and really all of humanity, anybody who you share this world with that is in need of your dua, you should make dua. Allah is able to take everyone's dua for everyone and everything. So remind yourself, remind others, and remember people. And then ask yourself if you are better than you were last Friday, if you've improved in any way. As young students and as children, like, you should ask yourself, have I made the same mistakes that I made last week, this week? Did I get in trouble for the same things at Sanad or at home that I did the week before, right? And if it's the same, then that's a problem. So next week you should make intention that, the mistakes that I made this week, whether it's at Sanad or at home or somewhere else, that I'm not going to make those mistakes next week, right? So that you improve, inshallah. That's improve means that you don't make, I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I made this week. I'm going to make different mistakes next week. That's not improving. Improving is like you making less mistakes, right? Not different mistakes. So make intention to improve as well. And most importantly, take time after your prayer at Jummah to make dua. To make dua. Okay? So make dua for yourself and your family, because there's you all in many ways are closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than many of the older people. Because the longer life you live, the more mistakes you make. The more chances you have to ask Allah to forgive you as well. But generally speaking, you all are in a situation where you're closer to your innocence, right? Like from to the day that you were born. And so your dua is important. If you could remind yourself of that, and knowing how special you are and important you are, and how important and beneficial your dua is for people, then you would take advantage of that time. So I'm reminding you, if nobody else is, that after your Jummah prayer, take a few minutes. If you can watch one episode of any cartoon that you'd like to watch, which is like, at least 15 minutes, then you can make dua for at least 5 minutes, right? If you can sit and watch a cartoon for 15 minutes, you can make dua to Allah for 5 minutes for the people that you care about and that you love. So inshallah, make intention to do that today.